Yeah, you read that right. 180 bucks. Let's get into it. All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. This is going to be about this Facebook Marketplace haul that I had here. I thought it'd be interesting to show you guys. But before we get into that, if you guys are not already subscribed, if you would not mind hitting that sub button, we're on the road to 1,000. We're close. We do war game stuff. We do fun stuff. If you enjoy that kind of thing, we do some narrative stuff. Whatever. If you have suggestions, leave them down below. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you being here. But while you're here is for the Marketplace haul. So let's get into this. So I was perusing Marketplace and I saw a Legion posting and it looked like primarily Separatist stuff, which is great. I don't have Separatist stuff. If you follow the channel, you know I've wanted to get some Separatist stuff, but I didn't have any. As you can see, there's a lot of Separatist stuff. And the more that I looked at this posting, it seemed like a whole lot more for what they were asking. It was posted for $175. These are not just for show. I'll get to this in a second. But even just the Separatist stuff alone, I was interested in. I think there's like 42 some odd B1s. There's like 18 B2s. There's a bunch of BX droids, which you can kind of see here. I'll do some close-ups so you guys can actually kind of see what we're working with. And a lot of this stuff is pre-painted. Now, obviously, a lot of this stuff is not cohesively painted or based, so I'm gonna do some repainting and some rebasing across the board. These being different colors kind of bugs me. It is what it is. But one thing we'll touch on here is there's 5 spider droids. 4 of them are printed. They look resin on the top and FDM on the bottom, if I'm not mistaken. Now, they are very similar, so I'm not sure if these are like official models, but printed bases, I'm not entirely sure. But I don't really care for printed models. This one guy, and he has a magnetized head, so neat. But that's not that big of a deal to me, and again, especially considering what I paid for all of this stuff, that is a very minuscule thing. But we've got 6 Stap Riders, some of which are magnetized as well, but not all of them, even the ones that match, they're not both magnetized, so that's weird. We got Magna Guard, which are actually really well painted. These I probably will not touch at all. I'm undecided how much repainting I want to do here because I just did the whole Clone Trooper project, and that is a lot. So I don't know, some of this stuff is really well painted, some of it's a little bit messy. Clearly it came from different sources. The guy said that he'd bought a bunch of stuff secondhand, never really got into playing it. He was getting more into like Battle Tech or Battle Mech or Battle whatever. You know what I'm talking about. And he was just getting rid of his stuff. He's getting rid of a bunch of Shatterpoint stuff as well, which unfortunately I could not get. We've got a tank, which is mostly painted. It's like what I would consider like base coated, but it's a good foundation to do some washes and some chipping and some other good stuff to make this make sense. And it's not glued, which makes my life a whole lot easier. Another thing that we got, which this is also not glued entirely, is the Interceptor something. The droid, the Wookiee droid tank. And again, thankfully they did what I would have done and not glued these guns and stuff just so they could freely move around. This is definitely gonna need some TLC because it is not supposed to be black. You could do it black, you could do like a stealth army, but that's not what I'm looking for. So that's great, but again, I paid $180 for this. You can clearly make out the value here. We've got a brand new Grandmaster Yoda still taped up in the box. This will be going into the giveaway pile for 1,000 subs. So if you're interested in grabbing this dude, keep an eye out. Once we get to 1,000 subs, I'm gonna be doing some giveaways. I don't know all what exactly, but this is definitely gonna be in it. So that's good. You can't really see, I'm not gonna go through every single thing, obviously, because you could see this. We got some tactical droids. We got what looks like Kalani, I guess, Dooku, Grievous. I think there's enough Grievuses in here for probably 3 Grievuses. We got a Ventress. You can see all the other stuff. I think there's 2 sets of the Trooper droid upgrade things, if I'm correct. We also have some broken guys. It's not that big of a deal. I think this dude actually sits on the tank. So, you know, that's not that big of a deal. Now, I'm not going to dig into these boxes entirely, but let's just say we've got sprues, and this is definitely a Clone Wars core set of sprues, because we got a bunch of battle droid sprues, droidica sprues, but no clones. But there is a Grievous sprue, so probably gonna build out a Grievous with his cape, because I think that looks pretty good. I think he's got like a cape and blaster pistol aesthetic. So we've got a whole baggie of sprues here. We've got a whole baggie of what looks to be like, here we've got some kind of clone bits and pieces. We've got some speeder bike pieces. But inside here, you've got like speeder bike rider deal, which again, these parts are in here because I've seen them. ATRT from the Empire core set, which again, the parts and pieces are in there. But within this bag, there are Stormtroopers. There are core box clone troopers, so phase 1 clones, Stormtroopers, there's Rebels. So there's, I mean, you can kind of see what I've got in front of me. Yeah, there's probably a whole Empire core box worth of dudes here, or close to it, plus a handful of clones kind of sprinkled throughout. I don't see Vader in this baggie, so I'm not entirely sure. As far as the giveaway goes, I don't need all of this. There's no way that I will ever need all of these Rebels and stuff. I don't want to give away an incomplete core box. I'm thinking I'm going to have most of a core box to give away. But if you guys would want me to put like bundles of troopers in any capacity in some form of a giveaway, just let me know. Here we've got a Death Trooper pack. This, I've gone through a lot of this. I haven't gone through all of it. So that is a super battle droid bit. That doesn't even belong in here. So it looks like these are mostly put together, but you've got, what, 1, 5? I think there's supposed to be 6 or 7 Death Troopers. So you're missing the DLT, I think. But is it that big of a deal? No, not really. There's 5 Death Troopers, and we've even got the little card sheet for it. So that's sweet. Death Troopers are cool. We've got what looks like a similar situation with Scout Troopers. So we've got another little baggie here. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, there's our DLT Death Trooper guy. So add him to the Death Troopers. That makes sense. So yeah, we've got all 7 Scouts already put together. So that's cool. All got their bases still in here. And we've got the card sheet. So this is another thing. I don't think that I need 2 sets of Scouts. So this could also go in the giveaway pile. I think, again, if you... So any of the stuff that I mentioned might, if you would like it to go in a giveaway pile, let me know. I will be a lot more inclined to give it away. We've got 2 bags of the core set barricades. So between the barricades I already have, we got barricades for days. We got a baggie of all sorts of bases going on in here. Some Warhammer bases. I'll touch on that in a second. But yeah, all sorts of bases in there. Another bag, bases, Warhammer bases. I don't know. We got 2 baggies of core set dice. We've got a baggie of tokens, upgrade cards, command cards, Separatist tokens, basically a bunch of corresponding stuff. In here, we've got a real nice kind of organization. These are all sleeved in kind of thick plastic sleeves, but we've got all the cards for basically everything that's right here is in this box. So that's great. Not that that matters as much, which is something to keep in mind when buying secondhand stuff. Right now, it's kind of a good idea because you'll just be able to buy the card packs. So if they don't have all the corresponding stuff, it's not that big of a deal because now you can buy the card pack separate, whereas in the past, you couldn't. So that is all the loose stuff. Now, let's touch on, well, I'll touch on the Warhammer bases. Something that I thought was interesting, there's a couple Warhammer sprues that were in here as well. Now, I don't know anything about Space Marines. I've kind of always wanted to paint one, and I'm hoping that maybe I can piece together one full dude out of these parts because there's a bunch of torsos, I see legs, I see arms. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff here. It is, it's interesting, and we'll see. I told him, I said, hey, that wasn't part of the deal. If you want to keep that, be my guest. He said, no, it's in there, you can keep it. So, free Warhammer stuff. Now, where stuff gets kind of interesting here, more interesting, this is a Clone Wars core set. And if I'm not mistaken, but rather confused because here's a baggie of assembled clones. So I don't know if they built the clones and then didn't assemble the droids or just put them in a bag. I really don't know. In this box, we've got what looks like the same set of droid sprues. So we've got a baggie of droid and a Grievous sprue. We've got the bark speeder, measurement tools, movement tools, barricades, bases, all the cards still in the bags. This is basically a brand new, if I'm assuming here, a whole Clone Wars core set, I think. Obviously I'm gonna look through maybe Obi-Wan and stuff. Maybe it would be in here. I don't know. Actually, yeah, I'm looking at Obi-Wan right there. So most of this stuff is here. There's one thing that I want out of this, and it's the bark speeder. So I don't know. I kind of want to give away this core box completely, but at the same time, I kind of want the bark speeder. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Maybe give it away without the bark speeder. I don't know. We will see on that one. Because I kind of held out buying a second bark for a long time because I figured I'd get a Clone Wars core box. So, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see on that front. So, but yeah, this is basically a complete Clone Wars core box. And underneath, we've got what looks to be a complete Empire core box. So we've got, like, all these guys are in the original baggies that they came in, still in all the parts and pieces. So I definitely don't need this. I don't think I need really any part of this. So I'm gonna look through this and see if it's as complete as it looks. Speeder bike, bark, Vader, Luke, bases. This all looks dice. More barricades, that's bag number 4 if you're keeping track. So this all looks correct. And I'm gonna look through here, and if this is also complete, this will probably also go in the list of stuff to go to you guys once we hit 1,000 subs. So that's part of why I jumped on this deal when it came up, because there's a lot of duplicate stuff. We might have 3 things here to give away. So yeah. There's probably going to be some sort of content stuff coming on some of this. I don't know how. At this point, I've got to do a whole lot of TLC on a whole bunch of this stuff. But yeah, I just thought it'd be interesting to show you guys because keep an eye on that kind of stuff because you'll get some stuff kind of like this that pop up that is really worth going out of your way for. So hopefully this was interesting for you. That's all I got to say. If you aren't subbed, make sure you hit the sub button. I appreciate you guys being here. I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye guys.